You talked about playing golf on weekends now that you're in Hawaii, you're able to do that regularly. I think you have a lot of athletics in your background, right?
Yeah, so I played golf in college. I tried to play professionally for a little bit, and then I realized that I was a little bit better at analyzing golf than I was at actually playing golf. So it was one of those pursuit of passion things. I was wondering how I could stick with this profession or stick with this game and work in it. And it was a really unique combination of the skills that I acquired as well as my previous background working and playing in the domain, right? And it created this nice synergy that was appealing to a lot of people. I mean, particularly in sports, domain knowledge is really important, especially when you're making the first level introductions or you're selling business in the early stages. I don't think we would have been able to get a lot of our work if my entire team hadn't all been really involved with golf and playing at a high level to begin with. So, sports is a really unique domain because, for example, our clients, a lot of them are golfers. A lot of them are either, former golfers or former basketball players or whatever it is, right? And some of them are unbelievably business minded and they've taken classes, they've done whatever. And some of them, they're incredible in their domain, but they just haven't necessarily dedicated the time to understanding analytics or any of these things. So it's not a fault on them. It's not that they're dumb or anything, but it's that they haven't spent the time understanding and learning about like what a specific type of bar graph is, right? So you might show a business stakeholder a bar graph and they get it, right? But you might show an athlete or a former athlete something like this, and it's just they haven't indexed on these skills. And so we have to be really creative with how we present information, right? And it's like in any domain, like we want to use terminology and stories that are relevant with them to convey this information. And that's a huge part because nobody wants you to come in there and like talk to them like they're dumb, right? Nobody wants to feel like they're dumb when they're being presented information. And, again, not a single player or team or athlete that we ever worked with would I consider like unintelligent. Like they are geniuses in their sport, and effectively all of them are like really smart and like personable and easy to talk to. But there's just this like information gap because they've never been trained on this specific domain of interpreting data, right? So I love that challenge. And for me, it's like fun. It's like, how do I take this really complex analysis? How do I explain a simulation, like a Monte Carlo simulation, to someone who has never heard of one of these before? Right? Like I just love that aspect of the work.